Sip Sudeep, thank you. Sip Rico, Sip Gautam, Sip Sangamji, Sip Kumar Swami, Sip Bliss, Sip Rajan, Sip Parvati Amma, Sip Raju, Sip Atmatray, Sip Pankaj, Sip Motkul Anand, Sip Yogini. Today is probably Saturday evening, I think, and we have an interesting subject. Administrator, can we? Do you choose with your mind, or do you choose with your intellect? Right? The subject, do you choose with your mind, or do you choose with your intellect? Who would like to attempt this question? It's an interesting subject. I want to see your thought process. What do you think about it? Yes.
Shivoham, sir, can I say something?
Shivoham. Yes, please.
Actually, whatever decision we take, we should take from our intellect. But many a times, situations do come forward that the mind takes over, and we have to go according to that.
So, so what do you think? You choose sometime with your mind, sometime with your intellect. 8 out of 10 times mind, 8 out of 10 times intellect. How often do you use the mind? How often do you use the intellect?
I would say 50%. That too after
50,
coming.
50.
Yes. After coming on this path, I have realized.
Why is this subject even important according to you, Yogini? Why should we even consider, why are we discussing this subject about mind, intellect? Why are we discussing it?
Because we are on this enlightenment path, and we have to clear. We have to be very clear of what we are doing and choosing forward.
Why? So, suppose I am living by my mind. What is the problem in my enlightened path? I'm living by mind. What is the problem?
So as we know, the mind is full of thoughts. So it doesn't give us the right path. It takes us here and there. It doesn't
How
show.
Sure are you? Thank you. Thank you for your being the champion and starting the discussion. I always respect the champion. So what makes you think that the mind will take you on the wrong path?
I have been on the wrong path. So now I have realized it, that we should always think twice before we take a decision.
Good. I am very happy to see the confidence, because there are people who are even controlled. The mind even tells them what the hell is the intellect. The mind tells them, kya intellect baat karta hai? Like yesterday, somebody's mind told somebody, what is this moksha? Kya hai moksha, goksha? Kya hota hai sir? Hota hai kuch moksha? Who knows what is this moksha? Who's talking? Who's talking in this exam? The mind.
Yes.
Because the mind wants to trick you. The
it's
mind
my
wants
personal experience.
Okay. So
right now, I wanted to come on the call, but something was stopping because children are around me. So I thought, okay, today I'm going to miss the call because they are here. But then I told, no, all this secondary, first let me go here. So this is the best example I can give now.
It is excellent to hear this, Yogini, because let me tell you one thing. It is so easy to be carried away by the mind. It is so easy. I think Sunil Chital spoke about 2 days back, what Dadaji always speaks about, Shreya and Preya. The mind always wants the path of the pleasure. The mind doesn't want the path of discipline. The mind doesn't want the path of purpose. The mind doesn't want the path of the truth. Because the moment we go on the path of the truth, the path of the intellect, the mind is defeated. The mind is destroyed. Thank you for the good start, Yogini. You've given a good start to the call. Sunil Chital.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
When we are on the path of enlightenment, then sadhan chatushtaya becomes our primary this thing, where viveka and vairagya and satsampat and mumukshata has to be followed. Now, when you say followed, then the intellect plays its role, because mind is always reactive. intellect is thoughtful, and also ego sometimes, self-focus makes you take some decisions. So for a person in this sadhana who is trying to live a yogic life, intellect should be made the uh, prime, faculties to make a choice. But if you ask the question, how do you make a choice? All three make we make a choice by mind, which are all reactive choices. We make thoughtful choices by intellect, and sometimes self-focused choice also is done by ego. Ego prompts you to do certain things, and talk and react in a particular way, ignoring the mind and ignoring the intellect.
So, my question to you, Sunil Chittan, do you choose with the mind or intellect? How often do you find you are choosing by mind? How often do you find you're choosing by intellect? What is your personal experience, Sunil?
Initially, when I was very young, my ego used to play a very important role in taking any decision. What I feel right, what I feel correct. Thereafter,
Okay.
it is governed by mind. But then when you uh, choose the path of sadhana, and then when you say that with the guidance of the guru, that's where guru comes in. It tells you to use discrimination and hold back to your reactions, choose your path. Then with practice, you start using viveka, and then you move on the path of enlightenment by enforcing vairagya. Then naturally intellect plays an important role. So now after 30 years, intellect plays a role. But sometimes impulse come, and the reaction comes, but then it is where the intellect has to again take 2 steps back and move forward.
So I'm again asking the question: how out of 100% decisions that you are making on a regular minute-to-minute basis, day-to-day basis, hour-to-hour basis, how much of it is intellect from 0 to 100? Is it 90 intellect, 10 mind, 80 intellect? Yogini said 50-50, according to Yogini. She said,
I as of now, yes, it is more than about 90 is by mind, because everything I talk or act, it takes time, but it is 90%.
is mind,
Is intellect.
is intellect, and 10% is mind.
Yes, yes. So sometimes when you react to people, it 10% takes the
No, no.
control.
I myself find mind coming and bothering. Uh,
It's
how much ever
impulsive.
I may be trying to guide you all and teach you all and preach to you all, and you think you think it's easy for the mind for us to watch it, catch it, latch it, burn it, bury it. No, all this is what we want to do. Even a person who has realized the truth, even a person who is completely in consciousness, um, we are creatures. We have to realize some truth. Let me spend 2 minutes in making an analysis. Are we a stone? Are we stone? We're not stone.
Emotionally.
We are human beings, and we have got a body. We have got senses. These senses have perceptions. These perceptions create feelings. These feelings create thoughts. These thoughts again create emotions and feelings. And we are constantly in this cycle. Therefore, to believe that the mind will be completely tamed and the monkey will sit quietly, that's why yesterday also I had to say very firmly that it's not easy to be able to reach that state of discrimination. It's not easy to reach that state of renunciation. No, let me tell you, this is a difficult game. If anybody on this Zoom call thinks, oh, what AiR is telling so easy, what is it? This is such an easy game, just a simple. I am not a body, mind, ego, I am soul. That is all. What is so simple? Is it like that? Is that the magical way to overcome ignorance? Is it the way to become, uh, you know, some of the, sorry to say, some of the preachers in this world, they make it look so easy. They make it look like, oh, what is that? So easy. So, what is this? Not enlightenment. So easy. They laugh like that. Is it like that? You think it's like that? So let us realize this is a game which needs viveka, vairagya, shat shampat, mumukshutvam. It needs sadhana. It needs being to become a Buddha. There's a big yudh. Don't think that have I made you all feel that this is very hard? Have I made you feel like that? If I made you feel like that, please clarify today. Have I told you this is like jumping in swimming pool? I'll jump and swim. That's all. Go reach. Is it what is it? Blico? Have I given that feeling, Blico, to you that it's like that? So let us be practical. Next question, please. Who else would like to share? How much are you living by intellect? How much are you living by mind? Try to first stick next 5 minutes, stick to this subject. Who would like to go? I would like more participants. Who would like to go? Come on.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Atmatray.
Sir, I think 80% I use intellect and 20% by mind.
Okay.
When
does the mind come and become this 20%, Atmatray? How do you manage 80% intellect? How does the mind come and occupy 20% of your decisions?
While using mobile or entertainment time, the mind overtake the intellect. I think so. And the decision may be improper, not proper, not a perfect way.
But do you realize, Atmatray, after making the wrong decision from mind and not by intellect, do you realize that you have made a wrong decision and your mind has taken over? Do you realize?
Sir. Nowadays, I am observing. Now I am going on the wrong direction, and sometimes I catch pull back or myself, but
Very
sometimes I get fail.
Good. So Atmatray has very openly said that sometimes when I make the wrong decision, he uses a good terminology. He says, I pull back. But you already made the wrong decision. Already mind has made a wrong decision. Then, then you immediately pull back, and it's like a car. Your car is suddenly entered no entry road. No entry. Just you realize, and what you do, you reverse. You reverse the car, and you take left turn or right turn, and you go in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good. Who else would like to participate? The subject is this: do you choose with your mind or intellect? The problem is this: we can have a very beautiful life if you use intellect, but the problem is we become miserable because we choose the mind. The mind makes us choose wrong things. The mind is our enemy. It makes us choose, it tries to take us to a path of fake pleasure. It doesn't take us to the righteous path. It doesn't take us to the path where we will actually be in the right place. It takes us to the wrong place. And this is a big problem, because like if Rumataji is not there, she would say, we should not think by head, we should think by head. She would always say like that, because as a respected person, she has experienced it. Sudeep Bhargava.
Shivam sir.
Sure, Sudeep.
So earlier my decisions, a large majority of them used to be from the mind, but now I have slowly and steadily, I'm moving towards decision making more and more with intellect. And what Sunilji said, I could see Junior Sudeep Bhargava speaking up when he said that it's mostly in his younger age, it was the ego taking decision. Exactly the same thing is happening with me. I feel that there are some principles that this is the right way to do. It may be the right way to do at the end of the day, but when the other people don't do it, then I feel angry, and I just happened to get angry just around half an hour back. But thankfully, I was able to use my intellect and calm the things down. So did not take any reaction at that time. But that's what happens. So at that time, when I see that I have some principles which are correct and the other person is not following them, then I do tend to get angry, and then yes, it's the mind taking the decisions, definitely. Because angry thing will never be, intellect will never take decisions in anger. That's for sure.
See, the mind, basically, when you talk about ego, the ego also is basically a product of the mind.
Correct.
This I, where is I coming from? This I itself it obviously it's an entity. That's why in the Sukshma Sharir, in the subtle body, it is mind, intellect, memory, and ego. It is mind. We somehow there are 4 aspects of our subtle existence. But the point is that what is this? What happens when the mind comes? The mind creates fog. The mind creates fog. It doesn't let us see the truth. It projects. It's exactly basically like Maya, right? The original screen is wiped out. All the projections are there. All the
audio is not
projections.
clear.
Voice is not clear. Voice okay?
Your audio is
It's okay.
freezing.
It's okay.
Okay. So it's this mind. It creates a fog. And then this mind creates a fog. What happens when you're driving a car and there's a fog? Can you see? If there's a thick fog, even planes cancel. Planes, they cancel flights because they say we cannot land. We cannot see. Will the plane say, thick fog, no problem, we will try to land? Will the plane say like that? The plane cannot say like that because 300 people will die. If the plane crashes, 300 people will die. But the mind is crashing every day. Therefore, today's discussion, we human beings, we know the truth. We don't have any, we know that we come with nothing, we go with nothing. We come alone, we go alone. We know that this is a show. We know that death is certain. We know that karma exists. We don't have any doubt. If you put all this down on a piece of paper, the picture is very clear what we should be doing. Still the mind will tell us, let us have some fun. Let me enjoy some time in life. This spirituality, let me keep it for little Buddha. Let me become little Buddha Buddhi. Then we will do it. A man like some actor KK kicked the bucket. 53-year-old. Puneet Rajkumar, Kannada superstar, 44-year-old. Death is certain. We all have to die. In the sense, the body has to die. The question is, most people want to ignore it. You know what the mind tells? The mind says, oh, chodo na, marna hai, we will die na, leave it, we will die. Let us have fun. Is it okay? Is that okay for us to have fun? Then when we get into this fun mode, then we are not using our intellect. So nothing wrong in my talk to you all, nothing wrong in having fun. But should we lose our focus? Should we lose our focus? Should we become so obsessed with the samsara that we forget the path of moksha, the path of mukti, the path of enlightenment, the path of liberation? And intellect is just that. Intellect is like a sharp knife. Sometimes you want to cut. You can't cut. Unless you have a sharp knife, you can't cut. The intellect is sharp. It can slice through the situation. The mind cannot. Mind is mand. Mand means it is slow, it is lazy. The mind is mand. Okay. Next question, please. Who would like to go?
Yes, Shivam Guruji, Kumar Swami here.
Sure. Yes, sir. Kumar Swami.
Actually, the time-taking decisions generally we will use for intellect. With the intellect only, we will take a decisions. But
Yeah.
sometimes instant. Sometimes we have to take a decision. Suppose one car is coming opposite side, all of a sudden something is come. So in the instant, there is no time to use our intellect. There is no chance. There is no time. So in decision, so at that time, generally we use our mind. So if time is not there, definitely we will go for mind. If time is there, definitely we will go for intellect. That is
Kumar Swami, what you're talking about is more a subconscious decision. What you're saying, some things happen more in the state of subconsciousness. What example you gave? Suddenly some decision comes, you don't know it. This is a different situation. So Kumar Swami, we're asking everything in life, what I should do, what I should not do, whether I should become angry, whether I should have, what I should tell this person, what business I should do, whether I should go out for a project, stop my business, do spirituality. Every day we are faced with 100 questions.
And
Somebody's
moreover, when whatever the thing is, when you are using the intellect, whatever the memory is there within you, that in that memory only you will you will take a decision. No? Whatever the knowledge you are having in your subconscious, in that only you will take a decision.
No, Kumar Swami, not like that. Suppose a situation comes, Kumar Swami, are we using the power of discrimination to use intellect, or are we using the power of emotion, a power of feeling?
No, we are using intellect, power of intellect only.
How much time? How many times? How many times your intellect is out of 10 decisions? How many times intellect is doing? How many times mind is doing?
60 to 70% intellect you are using. Sometimes the 30% it is difficult to handle it.
Okay. Very good. So that's a good answer. He says 60-70% sometimes is intellect, 30-40% is mind. Let me tell you what I'm trying to explain. Can I explain now?
Oh.
The person who reaches a state of enlightenment, the person who reaches the state of consciousness, his intellect is working more than 90 to 95% of the time, even 99% of the time. His consciousness is in that state. That is what our goal is. I am not saying you can reach 100%. I'm not saying that we can reach 100%. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying let us try to be. Even I'm saying when your mind has cheated you, your mind has cheated you. You should be conscious that your mind has cheated you. And you should become aware, my mind has cheated me in a matter of fraction of a second. That means that you're a master. See, I have to give you a guidance. Today's call is very important. Every day's call, I told you, must be some learning. So I want examples. I want somebody to tell me how you made a wrong decision and how you changed the decision. I'm telling you, I am often pulled by the mind. But I am watching the mind pull me in the wrong direction. And then I tell Baba, either come on. I stop that Baba trying to take me in the wrong direction, because let us be realistic. The mind will be there. Even after this call is over, even today, I'm sure many of you have made something very foolish decision today. I can guarantee you today you made some foolish decision and you regret it because what my mind made me do, man. What is this, man? What my mind made me. Because you already, and sometimes you feel so ashamed even to tell in a call or even to look at the mirror. How often, before I give over to Sunil Chittal, how often do I tell myself, hey, stupid, How often do I tell myself? Because I am aiming at 100% consciousness. Even if I go 99% or 98%, what do? If I go 99 or 98%, immediately I tell, hey, stupid. I don't want to go even 99, 98, 97%. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But the mind still exists. Somebody who was there in the call, they say, no, very easy, mind. Don't fool yourself. Please don't fool yourself. Sunil Chittal.
No, I just wanted to add, because English word intellect is all encompassing, but actually the intellect has got multiple layers, which you can experience when you do this Ashtanga yoga and meditation, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. If you do it, you can find out intellect is having Meda Shakti, then it becomes Pradnya Shakti. That's why Sita Pradnya is mentioned. Sita Buddhi is not there. Thereafter, there is Ritumbara. So what we are saying is, as we evolve in the sadhana, we live at the level of Pradnya. And that is where you can easily choose properly. One word intellect in English, it's a, I think science or neuroscience can define it, maybe having proper definition. But buddhi is not one part.
Sunil, let us. Okay, you continue. I don't want to lose the plot. So continue. I want to get into this discussion. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So Sunil, let us our job in this call, Sunil, is to make it very simple and clear, no, Sunil. So let us not complicate. So straight away, Sunil, let's get to the point where you and me.
What I'm trying to say, what we normally say, consciousness. It is a level of Meda, it's a level of Meda and this thing. But when we say intellect or Viveka is not intellect at a very low level. It's a sharp intellect where we use it as a discriminating faculty in the intellect.
Let me pull you a little bit. Okay, are you ready? Sunil, I'm asking you the question now. When is it that we use our intellect?
When is it?
When do we use our intellect?
When we are in what you call where we have a choice to make.
We use
Where
our
intellect.
We use our intellect when we are in a state of consciousness.
Yes.
In the state of so Sunil, let's make it so simple, Sunil. I'm not saying doing it is easy, but let's understand in simple terms. There are two states of existence, Sunil. One state of existence is a mind state. One state of existence is a consciousness state.
Correct. Instinctive and conscious. Correct.
And this is not black and white. There are many shades of gray in between. Yes. So you may be in full consciousness, you may be in full mind. Suppose, Sunil, you are in full mind. Can you make a right decision, Sunil?
Never.
Never. Because when you're in full mind, let us understand the state of affairs. When you're in full mind, the brain, the mind is working like an AK-47. It's shooting bullets at you.
Yes.
In that state, you cannot make intellectual decision. You can make an emotional decision. Now comes a state, you are not in a state of mind, you're in a state of consciousness. In that state of consciousness, the state of thoughtlessness. In the state of thoughtlessness, thoughts appear as fish swimming in the ocean, one by one. In the light of consciousness, the thought is not under the control of the mind. The thought appears, you watch it, you catch it, you latch it. Your thought is under the control of consciousness. In that state of consciousness, it is no more mind, it is intellect that will discriminate and make decision. Is it clear, Sunil? You disagree, yes, or is it very clear, or you disagree?
Very, very clear.
Let us be very clear in this group.
Because at that state of intellect, we dissolve the mind. We consciously dissolve the mind.
There is no mind, Sunil.
Correct.
When Sunil, see, this is what people are not able to understand because they complicate. And our job is not to complicate. Our job is to simplify. Our job is to simplify. So as long as our job is to simplify, there is no problem. I have to run to the flight in 5 minutes, so I will be at the call for 5 more minutes. But we will try to end this call in 5 minutes to conclude it in a nice manner. But Sunil brought a beautiful, see how Sunil brought an angle to this call, which I hope it helps all of us. So my dear friends, before this call suddenly gets over, and you can ask me 1 or 2 questions before I close, but let's be very clear. Point 1, 99% of the human beings in this world are in mind state. 99%. 1% of this world is in state of consciousness. Now you are people on the Zoom call. Obviously, you are in a state of consciousness. Depends how much level of consciousness, but you are in state of consciousness. Whether you are 90%, 80%, 70%, 60%, 50%, or 40%, I don't know. But you experience a state of consciousness. In that state of consciousness is born Viveka, Buddhi, is born the intellect. You know, in one song I said, जो बुद्धि से नहीं पर जो मन से काम करते, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं। हाँ? जो बुद्धि से नहीं पर जो मन से काम करते, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं। सही और गलत का जो भेदभाव ना करते, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं। हर इंसान को प्रभु ने विवेक दिया है, विवेक से ही हमको यहाँ चुनना है। अविद्या में हम जीते। We are caught in ignorance only because of the mind state. My dear friends, this whole game of enlightenment is in this call. In this call, if you are there in this call and you're understanding the meaning of this call, we are making wrong decisions all the time. And these wrong decisions are taken not by the intellect, taken by the mind. The mind is making us ignorant. The mind is creating darkness. And in this darkness, we are caught. Our goal, my dear friends, is to be able to overcome this darkness. Our goal, very simple. I don't know if anybody wants to ask me a question. You know how it is day and night. The sun rises, then there's full sunshine. In full sunshine, there's full sunshine. Then the sun starts setting, gives full darkness. In that state of full darkness, there is full mind. Then if the sun is rising, then consciousness is starting. It's the first light of dawn. Suddenly you say, hey, my God, what am I doing, man? What am I doing? Yeah. Suddenly your Vivek is awakening. That's why in this game of enlightenment, what is it called? What is the meaning of Buddha? Buddha means the awakened one. The awakened one. Who is the awakened one? The awakened one is the one whose consciousness is awakened. The awakened one is the one whose intellect is become alive. But if intellect is dead, my dear friends, we are no better than any dead person who's walking. We are like walking dead. So let us close. Anybody has a last question before we close? Last question.
Shivam, man.
Shiva. Yes.
How are you?
Yes, बोलो.
कैसे हैं आप?
हाँ, हम तो हमेशा अच्छे हैं. बोलो. Intellectual question.
मुझे ये पूछना था कि इस जर्नी में हमें बात कितनी करनी चाहिए लोगों से?
जब हम बात करते हैं, प्रॉब्लम ये है, हम सुनते नहीं है, हम कॉन्शियस नहीं है. बड़ा बात करते हैं, बात करते रहते. बात करने में क्या होगा? अगर मैं भी बात करता हूं और मैं बकवास बात करता हूं, तो क्या मिलेगा? If I talk, I should talk sense. Otherwise, I better shut up. Because every time I talk rubbish, I am working in the direction of mind. I am working in the direction of samsara. I will not get anywhere. Okay. Thank you, Rekha. Anybody else was asking a question? There was a question coming up. Anybody else?
Okay, Guruji.
Okay. Yes, Kumar Swami.
Are you having three minutes?
Only 1 minute. I am going to go to the plane in 1 minute.
Okay. That is the case. I will ask tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. So let us, because I have a flight today from Helsinki in Finland to New Delhi. And my flight takes off in 20 minutes. If I don't go now, I'll miss the plane. So with that note, I would like to tell you, I want to leave you with a thought. Do not take this session lightly. Every time you're making a decision, please spend a minute, if possible, take a sheet of paper and write M for mind, I for intellect. How many times you are making decision with mind and you regret it? How many times you are taking decision with intellect? Please be conscious. And this will take you If your intellect is sharp, if you are in a state of consciousness, you're on your way to enlightenment. I bow down to you.